This kiosk is titled Fire Department Fire Calls in the Early Days. It features a black and white photo in the top right corner of the Negaunee Fire Department from the late 1800s, posing in front of Negaunee's historic fire hall. The body of the sign has several paragraphs, each one starting with a date in history. The paragraphs describe the fire calls in Negaunee from the late 1800s. The first paragraph at the top left corner of the sign reads as follows. May 21st, 1885. A fire on the roof of a summer kitchen at the home of Mrs. Ireland on Peck Street could have burned part of the city. Straw had been packed around the chimney to keep the winter snow out. A second fire was started by an MH&O engine on a shed in which a calf was burned at Iron and Tobin. We can be thankful for a modern water system. The second paragraph reads, May 5th, 1887. The changing house at the Jackson Pit No. 7 burned. Firemen hooked up to the hydrant at Iron and Sear Street and saved the water wall and most of the roof, but inside was all burned out. The third paragraph, January 19th, 1888. The dry at the South Jackson Mine was destroyed by fire where a stovepipe ran through the roof. Many working miners lost their good clothes. January 26, 1888. A fire occurred at the engine house of the Lucy Mine, and the fire department did not have enough hose to get that far. The captain had one wall pulled down that was burning and saved the boiler room and machinery. January 23, 1890. A fire started at the top of the East Jackson shaft, but the fire department saved the shaft, as well as the miners who had used it to escape from their work down in the mine. March 20th, 1890. The powder house at the North Jackson Mine containing 200 pounds of dynamite caught on fire and exploded. April 17th, 1890. Large explosion at the Anthony Power Works on Tuesday. Greatest damage between Iron and Tobin Streets, with all store windows broken on the north side of Iron. No loss of life as a fire occurred first, allowing quick removal from the area. First blast from 2,500 pounds of powder, and the second from nitroglycerin. The shock was felt in Marquette and other areas up to 15 miles in distance. The company store at Eagle Mills lost a window. May 1st, 1891. Destructive fire in the charcoal house of Pioneer Furnace, holding 260,000 bushels of charcoal. Water would not work, so coal was covered by sand by a large group of men. Water would not work, so the coal was covered with sand by a large group of men. Will take weeks to go out. Was about a 3-year supply in case any supply problems the furnace could keep running. There is still enough charcoal available. May 22nd, 1891. 2 barns belonging to Ed Lobb and the Iron Cliffs Company was the most disastrous fire in several years. 2 fine horses lost, plus part of a residence. Fire started in the alley. $3,000 loss and only $500 insurance. The volunteer fire department did as well as any full-time one. November 6, 1891. A large fire at Eagle Mills destroyed the office, warehouse, railroad station, post office, and store. September 4th, 1896. The electrical storm this week caused several telephones to be burned out. The lightning also entered the home of Nels Anderson on Cherry Street and traveled down his chimney and entered every room and burned his sofa and several other items. The fire department came but only needed a few buckets of water to end the burning. 2 in the home uninjured. The source of this information is cited at the bottom right corner of the sign and reads, Source, Bob Dobson's Iron Herald Notes.